Hi scrapbookers, Megan here with another challenge layout that I'm doing with Roni Sue Scrapper. That layout I just showed you and this one I found on Pinterest and I couldn't decide between which one I was going to do. So I showed you both and then I kind of decided after picking out all the papers and everything which one to use. So here I am just cutting down all the papers, or not the papers, sorry, all the photos. And that's going to take quite a bit of time. This layout took me 1 hour and 16 minutes to finish, and it's really not that hard of a layout. I just couldn't make up my mind and figure out what I wanted to do. And so I just kind of got stuck. So it kind of took a long time for me to finish. So this video is a little bit longer than normal. So I'm still going to be cutting these down for quite a while, and while I do that, let's talk about my giveaway. So I'm doing my 200 subbies giveaway, and it is going on until October 15th. So the deadline to get your layouts in and to subscribe to my channel and all of the other things you can do to get entries into this giveaway is due by midnight on October 15th, and that is Mountain Standard Time. So that is what I have going on right now, and this is the second challenge with Roni that I'm doing. And for this one, the challenge was to use 6 photos. So if you want to do a layout and then link to it and show us what your layout with 6 photos turned out to be like, we would love that. That would be awesome. So I showed you the second layout again. That's the one that I decided to use as my inspiration. And I'm using this holiday pack paper stack from Recollections. I got it at Michael's, and I think it was a hot buy. It was probably only like $5 last year or something. So here I am just trimming down those papers, and I'm going to use that main blue paper. And I was thinking about using the pink one, but I recently did a pink layout for Christmas, and so I decided that I didn't want to do pink again. And here I'm going to cut down this tree border, and I'm going to use that across the middle to divide the pictures. And now I'm just measuring the paper. Sorry that it's off a little bit. You can't see the very bottom. I didn't realize that I was out of frame for that, but I think it's, I don't know. I don't think it's very much. Oh, there we go. I moved it up. Okay, so now I'm just going to figure out the placement of the photos, and here I'm realizing that I have the photos too big. So I'm going to measure them out and make them a lot smaller. Well, I guess not really a lot smaller. I think they're 3 by 3 or 3 by 3.5, I think is what it was. So then I cut all these out. And I was going to do all 5 of those smaller pictures on the bottom, but then once I got them all cut out to be this 3 by 3.5 size, I realized they wouldn't, all 5 of them wouldn't fit on there, and I didn't want to make them any smaller because I didn't want to keep losing parts of the photos. So I cut these all down, and I'm just measuring to make sure that I'm getting them all around the same size. And so here is where I realize that I probably won't be able to fit all 5 of those other pictures on the bottom. So I decided I'm going to put one of them on top. And I think I kind of step away a lot in this layout, which I apologize for. I hope it doesn't really show in the fast forwarding. Okay, so now I'm just trying to figure out the placement of the photos that I want to do. And in the layout on Pinterest, there is a mat behind the photos. And so I think right now what I'm doing is I'm trying to figure out if I want to use, yeah, that's what I'm doing. I was looking through my scrap pieces of paper and I thought about using pink, but I didn't really want to pull out a whole full sheet of pink paper. So I was trying to look through my scraps, and as I was doing that, which I am still doing right now, I guess. So I decided to put the pink away, and then I pull out red. And I don't really like this red. It's too, like it's not bright enough. Like it's kind of dull, rusty, or I guess you would call it. So I pulled out this scrap piece of paper, and I'm going to cut this up and use this for 4 of the pictures. And like I said, this layout just was driving me crazy. I don't know why. It just took an insane amount of time. I haven't been scrapbooking a whole lot lately, and so I think I'm slowly getting back into it, and maybe that's the reason why I'm having such a hard time with layouts lately. Before I made this page, earlier in the day, I had been scrapbooking, and the way that I record is with a webcam, and so it's hooked up to my computer. My computer ran out of space, but it didn't tell me. It just acted like it was still recording. And so I did a whole layout, and I can't, excuse me, I can't view the video because it wasn't actually recording anything because there wasn't enough space on my computer. So yesterday I spent about, I don't know, good 3 hours probably transferring photos to a different hard drive and trying to make more space on my laptop. So here I am just cutting down all of these edges for the mat on these 4 photos. And excuse me, I do this 5th one, but I didn't have that same piece of paper to do the really big image on the top there. And so I decided to do that one in a different color. And I like the way it turns out because it's the bigger picture, so it's kind of like the focal image. And it's actually my favorite one because I don't know if you can tell, but there's that hand that's going into the picture, and I left that there on purpose because my Jonas is the one that has the camera in his hands, and this is Christmas morning. And this was when he was 3, and Brennan was 18 months, and Brennan had the hardest time that Christmas because Jonas got all these cool gifts, and Brennan didn't get very many cool gifts. And so I like Brennan's hand going in there because you can see he's trying to grab it. Okay, so here, I'm sorry about this, but I decided to pull out my sewing machine and to sew around all the edges. And I didn't realize where the camera was at because I was watching a TV show on my computer while doing this. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I did change it. Okay, so I was just practicing trying to get the right length of stitch that I wanted and the closeness, the right length that I wanted. So I finally got it. Not that you could really see. I'm sorry about that. Excuse me. And so here I am just going to do all 4 sides of that blue paper, and I had to move it forward so that it wouldn't catch on the wall and everything that I have behind where the sewing machine was. Normally I have my sewing machine off to the left of me on a different side of my craft room, but my craft room is kind of in disarray right now, and so it was on the floor. So it was easier to just pull it up on my scrapbooking table than clear off my sewing desk, because my sewing desk is piled with a bunch of craft stuff. It's kind of crazy right now, but I'm in the process of cleaning up, and it looks pretty good right now, actually. I'm excited about it. But anyway, so I just do all 4 sides on that, and it takes a while, so I apologize about this being so boring. I guess I could have cut this out. I'm sorry. Okay, I think I'm done now. I'm just going to cut off the string and move the sewing machine out of the way. And there is my finished paper with the sewing on it. And here I am just going to tape down the thread so that it doesn't come apart from the page. And now I'm bringing everything else back. I'm going to glue down that background blue paper. Sorry about the focusing there for a second. I'm still trying to figure out how to make it not do that. Okay, so here I am trying to figure out the placement of all the photos. And I'm pretty happy with that. So I decided to start gluing everything down. And I start with the middle band of trees and then move on to the big picture. And these little pictures on the bottom, they kind of take me a little while because I'm not really happy with how I have them. And so I pull up that one on the far left because it's too far away from the edge of the paper. And even now, I don't think I pulled it or I pushed it over enough. I should have pushed it over more. But oh well, that's okay. So here I am just kind of trying to stick them down. And I didn't want them to be all the same height, so I was trying to kind of variate that and make them more interesting to look at. So I get those all glued down, and I'm really liking how this is turning out. I wasn't so sure how it was going to work, but I really liked it. So now I think I'm trying to figure out what else I want to do. I had these silver thickers that are kind of glittery. I believe they're called Sicily, and they're from American Crafts. And I am all out of ease on this sheet, and so I had to use an F and then cut off a part of an exclamation point. And so the title is going to be His First Camera, and I'm wanting to use 3 different font thickers or stickers. And so I'm just kind of going through a bunch of different ones, and I decide on this black one, and I kind of wish that I had gone with the white on black, or no, sorry, the black letters on white from Teresa Collins that I have sitting off there to the very right, instead of these black ones with white on top, because I just think that the white and black would have gone better than the black and white, if that makes any sense. So I'm just figuring out where to put all this stuff. I love using wax paper for the title because you can move it all around and it's not going to stick down to your page. And usually the stickers stay pretty sticky for me. I've never really had a problem. But then again, I don't really pull them up and a whole lot. So I decided on doing that. And so I place it down. I hope you can't hear the kids out in the living room. They're watching a movie right now so that I can do this. Get this uploaded today. Okay, and in the process of putting down his, I decided I liked it right next to the word first. So I thought that looked really good. His first camera. And then this letter E, I wanted to make sure that that little piece stayed, and so I glued it down. And so this is actually pretty much done. I am trying to figure out what I want to write for the journaling, and then I decided to do some enamel dots because I couldn't decide on what to say. So I'm just going to place some enamel dots that I made from pony beads on the layout in a couple different places. And then I'm going to pull out some twine, and I cut it too short, and so I kind of fussed with it for a little bit. I think I disappeared here for a minute because either someone called me or one of my kids needed me. So I stepped away, and then I came back and placed the baker's twine down on the layout right by the title. And now I'm going to glue down all of the enamel dots. And I really love these enamel dots. Yeah, it's kind of annoying to have to glue them down yourself because they don't always stay and they kind of get stuck to your fingers a lot of the times. But it is so much better than having to pay $5 for like 30 of them, you know, like I just find that outrageous. Or maybe I think they might even be $6. I don't even know. Because it's been a long time since I've bought any. And actually, I don't think I've ever bought any that weren't in a kit, because I think I got a bunch from Studio Calico while I was part of their membership, their subscription club. And so here on that right side, I just do a simple journaling sentence. I say, Jonas loved his new camera from Santa. And I thought about putting some potty people down here on the above the title, because I thought one of them could represent Jonas and then the smaller one could represent Brennan, but then I decided against it because I didn't really like the way it looked. And so here I am just going to journal. Oh no, I was thinking maybe I'm going to write something on that little wood veneer, but then I decide not to. And so instead I just write next to the photo. And what I say is, this photo is my favorite because you can see Brennan's hand reaching in and trying to grab the camera. So just plain and simple journaling. And that is it for this layout. Here are all of the little areas. Oh, yes, I forgot. I did do some spray mist, and I used Cameo from Studio Calico. It's a pink color. And then I used Tinsel, which is a gray color from Heidi Swap's Color Shine. And that is it for this layout. So thanks so much for watching, and I hope you'll join in this challenge with Roni and me. Bye.